all three at once.
Yeah. Oh, and Brother Dan. Hey, everybody. How are we doing? Are we not hearing the music? We are not.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to LeafCast, a first-time reader show based on the epic fantasy series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and I am besides myself that MaTsDaGger is joining us to talk about these chapters.
The music's loud, right? Turn down just
I will, thank you. Oh, too loud.
And I am Ryan's brother Dan, and I remember you staring crossways at everyone the last time. It's either that or else you think this is some sort of prank. You have the look of a prankster to me. If that is it, it's a nasty one.
Ooh, nice one, Brother Dan.
And we are the Way of the Leaf, and this is the LeafCast.
Episode 59.
Wow.
Episode 59. We are talking about chapters 45 through 47 of The Dragon Reborn. And we have a special guest with us, Dan. In lieu of Todd, we have one of our friends. I'm not going to say favorite friends, because all of our friends are favorites.
But he's up there. He's way up there.
But he's going to be our Todd stand-in. So let's bring all our friends in. Brother Dan.
Yeah, guys, quietly at home, applaud for all our guests and a replacement for Todd. Everyone's reading, but MaTsDaGger's like, I don't need no damn book.
It's already in here.
It's all in there.
I'm even wearing the Todd Dory today. Todd Dory.
That
Just
is
for you.
Todd Dory.
Thank you.
Well said.
An homage.
Hi,
No
guys.
Homage.
Hey, Dan.
Case and I, Josh, MaTsDaGger.
Yes. Sir.
I think this may be only the first, maybe the second time that we've ever had someone join our first-time reader show.
Oh,
So,
I'm honored.
welcome in. Bienvenidos. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hola.
Only thing that would be better would be 10 shows from now, episode 69.
Oh, look. Oh, nice. Nice.
I think you just bought yourself an invite.
Yeah, 10 shows from now. There you go. How you guys doing? Everything well? Do you have a good week?
I'm good. I'm super stoked that MaTsDaGger's on our show tonight with us. So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
I'm doing good right now.
Likewise.
Yep, doing great.
And I'm happy to be here, so everything's looking good.
All right, but before we start, at some point during the show, please give us your best Todd impersonation. So,
Totally.
yeah, there we go. Yes.
No, totally.
You got to wait till he's in chat, though, and watching.
He was in chat a minute ago, so I'm hoping
Okay,
he's still
so
there.
maybe he's still here.
He might be.
I know the Green Aja has him on tight reins. So.
They do. They do.
He's always
Short leash.
he's always just partying with
such-
Green Aja.
He's such a humble bragger.
A pitcher of wine and some, whatever it was. Cheese
I don't know
platter.
why. I picture sangria. Big
Oh,
picture of sangria.
Yeah,
Nice.
mulled
and-
wine.
And
Ooh,
grapes.
He does the beard stroke a lot, which for some reason to me goes hand in hand with sangria.
Oh no!
Totally.
There's just like some sort of essence of that on a summer's day that might go along with a fresh glass of sangria.
Oh no!
Like,
Yes, Todd comes in with a heavy.
Yeah, heavy.
Heavy. Yeah, I don't know. I love it.
Heavy, yeah.
It's heavy. It's a heavy scene. We love
Right,
you,
where's
Todd.
that clip?
We miss you, Todd.
It's gone.
Oh, heavy. There's that word again. All right, so I'm stoked that we're all here. I'm stoked that we're all. These 3 chapters are all the adventures of Matt, which is pretty fun.
Matrim Calthin.
This is a continuation of chapter 44, where it ends, where they're like savagely ride off to Camelin. Apparently, they rode all night.
Brother Dan, where is MaTsDaGger at this point in the story?
Right here.
MaTsDaGger, where are you in this point of the story?
I cannot say.
Who's got who? Where is the
honestly?
I know, but I can't say.
Okay.
Well, we think that the last that we seen it was in Tarvalon.
In the box in Tarvalon.
He had been separated from the dagger. They put it in a box. What's in the box? They put it in the box, and then boom. That's the last that we've seen of it.
Remember when box was pussy, Dan?
Yeah.
Like in the 80s, that was like a real thing. Box.
Yeah, eat your box.
Now, when you say box, it's all 7. What's in the box?
There was the term fart box. You remember that, right?
In hot box when we were older.
Yeah.
All right.
Words for
it's
organs
crazy.
are funny. Yeah.
Words for organs are funny. You're right, Dan.
So funny. All right, so they show up to Camelin.
Organs. Is pussy an organ?
Pussy's everywhere. Oregon, Washington, Idaho, California.
All right, moving on.
That was a funny joke.
What is that?
I have cats.
Just saying it out loud.
Get your mind out of the gutter. I have cats.
It really ties the joke together.
Turning on you.
I have cats.
All right, so they get to Camelin, hence the chapter title.
The
chapter
lion.
45 is Camelin. We have the lion icon. And Camelin is the greatest city in the world. The greatest world.
Where's the Aham hat?
It's a fantastic city. And Matt remembers some of it, and some of it he doesn't. The last time that he was there, he was all weeded out by this dagger. He didn't even leave the Queen's blessing. He was just all paranoid and hanging out. And Rand's like, "Well, fuck you. I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm gonna do my thing." And Matt just kind of was like all paranoid and scared of people. So he remembers certain things, but he doesn't remember others. But he is determined to deliver the letter. He said, "I said the hour I land, I'm going to deliver this letter, and fuck y'all, and that's what I'm going to do." And Tom's like, "Well, hey, come on, man. Chill. Let's go to the Queen's blessing." He remembers where it's at, but he's like, "All right, I'm off. I'll see you there. Bye."
I love this image that he has. He seemed to remember thinking Camelin was too noisy when he was here before. Now it sounded like a heartbeat pumping wealth.
Pumping wealth, yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I like that too.
Well, and the last time, yeah, it was too loud. He was covering his head with a cowl to keep the sun off of him. He was like almost like in concussion protocol. He
I have
like
that effect.
lights and sounds were just very hard for him to deal with.
Cognition style.
No, yeah, MaTsDaGger will really bring you to that point,
Right.
and beyond if you stay with him too long.
I will scramble that noodle.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm saying level of cognition. Like, how lucid is this fucker at this point?
Good point.
You don't.
He does remember enough to remember how Rand got in the palace, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually think he's
Right.
he remembers a ton of stuff that kind of
Minor details, it seems like.
It seems like, yeah, for sure. But like, so yeah, he remembered this guy. Yeah.
You know, he remembers the stable guy's name. And I don't even remember I don't remember shit. I don't remember shit, and I haven't been sick.
But that stable guy doesn't seem to remember him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'll do
He gets
that.
kind of offended.
Get vaccinated.
He's like, oh yeah, I know horses better than men. Sorry.
No, but there's a lot of I think what Kay's getting at is there's a lot of moments where Matt kind of remembers things or knows things and he doesn't know how he knows them. And Kay has been telling me this as during her reread, just why is he saying it this way, or why is he remembering this? And she's equated it with Egwin, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wrote down on my note this time. Was I've converted now to Post-its within the book, so and random notes just straight up in it. But Egwene does the same thing, such as knowing for sure that it was Balefire,
but she doesn't know how.
And not knowing how she knew. That's what my note says. Yep. Not knowing how she knew. So I just think it's interesting that they both have this similarity, that they both are remembering things and they don't know why. But they're clearly remembering them correctly, because in this case, he has the name right. He knows who this person is, but the guy doesn't remember him. And it's just that piece that is I can't figure out.
Well, also,
isn't there a difference between knowing something that happened to you and knowing something that you shouldn't know, though?
Yes.
I mean, Egwene has foreknowledge of something she has never been taught, whereas Matt is coming out from under a haze, and he has been ever since we got the image of the jealousy blinds, where the light was dappled coming on him in the bed in the White Tower.
Coming on him?
Yeah, but coming out of a haze doesn't describe how...
It exactly describes what he says here. He says, the sickness appeared to have erased part of his memory. Mm-hmm. He could look at the inn, its upper floor sticking out of the ground floor all the way around, the sign swinging in the breeze. I remember seeing it before, yet not remember another thing he could see from the spot.
Yeah, but how about this? But he also is able to speak fluent Old Tongue in a battle sequence, and then Egwene right after that says she thinks she knew what he was saying, but she doesn't know how she knew. So
blood memories.
Blood memories, exactly. Yeah, that's
blood.
The Manetheren blood. Yeah.
Oh, do you think? All right, let's get into this for a tiny bit. Do you think that Randall Thor has ever hit his thumb with a hammer and said Old Tongue by accident? Do you think Randall Beer ever mentioned?
He's not actually from Manetheren.
I don't think it was relevant for him to be able to speak or understand Old Tongue at the time. So why would the pattern give that to him? It's only given to him when it's needed. That's the whole thing. It gives it to him when it's needed.
Why is Old Tongue needed?
I don't know. Why was it needed during the dagger being removed from him then, when he was speaking it while they were doing the healing on him?
Good point.
I don't think it was necessarily needed so much as he could get his point across in a more emotional way in the Old Tongue than he could in regular speech. I mean, when you hear it on audiobook, the way it's said with Old Tongue just sounds so badass. That's why. Yeah. In my head, that is why. Okay, it sounds brutal. I mean, it's a straight up bitch. I said, get off me.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
And there was also that time I studied abroad for 6 months in Barcelona, and the time I had a dream in Spanish. Oh my God, that really changed things for me. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
That's like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
So, just real quick reminder, Matt. Let's just try and it's really tricky to not give anything away, or we're just letting these guys ponder and let's guide them gently.
Yeah. Well, except for the one theory I got to crush with Josh. Sorry.
But surprisingly enough, I disagree with you wholeheartedly. So that's what's so amazing.
Oh, this should be fun.
Well, we can't get into it in front of these people, but I think you're 100% wrong. So let's move on.
Oh wow!
Moving on. Oh my gosh!
Wow! All right. So Matt's determined. So I want to ask you guys another question. So Matt is determined to deliver this letter to the palace, and lo and behold, after a short walk, there he is. Has anyone here ever lived adjacent to power like that, where you can just like it's in your neighborhood, this big palace or a Capitol building or anything? I've never lived anywhere near anything like this, and I wonder what that means. You know,
I think it's even in the text where he says it's so obvious where the castle is because it's so prevalent that he could just walk towards it and he was going to find it.
Yeah, he knows
the streets spiraled in on what he sought. Sorry, Kay, go ahead.
Right.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You have. It sounds like the exact quote,
actual
right?
text. Yeah.
The actual text. Go for it, Josh.
That's all it says. They all spiraled in on what he sought. The royal palace of Andor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost
it's
like
there.
I almost imagine concentric circles, right? Like emanating away from like a huge, glorious palace.
I mean, La Familia Sagrada in Barcelona has a very similar feel. Like there's this convergence into the circle where the cathedral is, and for a long ways around, it kind of like just directs you in, or like the White House in Washington D.C. right, with these big palace, gardens essentially that like lead the line of sight into.
Yeah,
I think the White House is a really relatable example, which is helpful.
Yeah, I've just never lived where I could just walk to the White House.
No.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't know. I mean, just that type of access I've never had. That's kind of good, I think. Having your queen right there, yeah, you gotta. Well, it's like your home team.
I didn't really read this as it being very accessible as much as it was just yes, he knew which direction to go to get there. But it was still like a task to get there. And it should have been more of a task than it was, because Matt asked for luck before he went on that path towards it. And I think he got exactly what he asked for, which was to not be seen until he delivered the letter. And that was a really cool point for me. So anyway.
What do we feel about Matt's apparent greed here? He sees Camelin as a rich city filled with wealth. This is kind of a roguish attitude to a certain degree within his own head. Do you think that this is is it because of his luck that he's just going to rip people off?
I think exactly whatever he says about his luck is what's going to it seems like so far anyways, what he says is what happens. Like when he's talking about his luck, like he says things and then it happens. I mean, I don't know.
I hear you.
Exact way, and I'm trying to describe it more and I can't because it's just that.
No, I get what you're saying.
I see where you're getting at for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Radio silence is not good, so I just keep.
No, I was thinking it over. I'm like.
Well, I mean, we do know that he does not win every hand when he is gambling. There has been discussion that he's not even Tom at one point is like, "Oh, your luck's not holding out for you, buddy." He's
not
losing some.
Yeah,
but
when he says things, when he says a definitive statement about I'm gonna do this, have it be about luck and accomplishing factor.
When he pairs it with luck, he gets what he wants, right? Yeah.
That's what it's
and he doesn't pair this episode with luck at all. He's like, hey, peace out. I'm gonna go do this.
Happens to say things, I think.
Right. So he shows up to the palace, and a guard pretty much almost arrests him. He's like, "Yeah, hey man, I'm here from Tarvalon." And he's like, "Tarvalon? How dare you?"
Can we talk about how bad the security is at that freaking palace? This is the second time somebody came over the same damn wall. Once, okay. This is the second. Come on.
Right.
Put a guard there.
Yeah.
That bugs me.
Like, it is just like Rand described it.
And Talamor mentions it too, but it apparently is past his pay grade.
Yeah, he's like,
fuck, I wish they'd fix that.
Well, I think it's revealing that their response about it is to build the wall 6 times as high.
Okay,
He's like, 6 times high.
No, you're right.
It shows how they.
It's going to be a beautiful wall, the biggest, most beautiful wall ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh no, I got to climb 6 more feet. Oh no.
Oh no.
And we're gonna paint it black so it hurts when you touch it.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
I do agree with you, Dan. I've got a lot of little notes in here just about his little internal dialogue about greed and taking advantage. There's a couple of spots where he lies in these chapters, which I know people kind of disagree with me about whether or not Matt was a liar, and like we have textual evidence now showing him lying.
He does really good at it. He lies awesome.
Oh, he lies awesome.
Were those lies necessary to get the job done?
Maybe not. Certainly for his own volition, in the doing it the way that he wants to do it. I don't know. I think there are other ways he could have gone. Sorry, KayK.
Which lie are you thinking about, Josh, when you answer it that way?
We'll get to them.
There's a few to choose from.
Yeah, there's a few.
I knew. Okay. Well, I'm trying to find a specific one, and I thought
when we get to him, I'll point him out. I have him marked.
Yeah. So we've seen proof that he will lie to authority. He will lie to preserve himself. I don't think that necessarily equates to him having loaded dice the entire time we've known Matt, and that he's a big ass cheater and he's always been cheating. And I don't agree with that.
I don't think he has loaded dice, but he's just overly confident and he's willing to do anything to do things his way and to get his way.
Yeah.
Whether or not that is using the truth.
Promise. I mean, he made a promise. So
no, he's a hustler. He's a hustler, though.
Oh, without a doubt. And he lied in book 1.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, when we meet Matt.
When we meet him, exactly.
So absolutely. I get that. He's willing to lie.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah. But there's this thing though. Then how do you explain him risking his ass just to hand a letter to Morghese? He could just say, "Oh, he could have walked 10 feet out of Tarvalon and ripped that shit up and left." Why would he go all the way? Like, what does that say about Matt?
That he has
through on his word.
He's loyal.
When he makes a promise.
He follows through on what. Exactly. I echo Matt's dagger.
I mean, up to now, I think this is the first example we got of him really being like, okay, I gave my word, I'm gonna do it. And you see his mindset a little differently now than you did when it was Dagger Matt. He's fully committed. He's like, look, I gave my word. I want this done. I made a promise.
I think this is part of his character development, right? Like in the same way that Egwene becomes a woman and Perrin comes into being more of a man. Like I think this is what we're seeing as Matt's character, like playing itself out, right?
Well, I mean, I would argue that the loyalty's always been there. I would argue that the loyalty to his own, whoever he chooses to put into that sphere of like care or whatever.
But wasn't there something we learned in the first book where he kind of threw Perrin and Rand under the bus to like get out of trouble for something?
He wouldn't sleep near Rand. He's like, hey, sorry, buddy, but once I know you can channel, I want nothing to do with you.
Right. I mean, there was the whole
as well.
Yeah, and that was the whole theme of like, what is friendship and how are these bonds, and like Perrin versus Matt and how they behave.
But I can't think we can't base where Matt's going on who he was when he was clouded by the dagger.
By you.
But we
fuck.
knew Matt
Balance.
before he had the dagger too, and he was kind of a little bitch.
But
He
not
had some
like,
annoying tendencies, granted, but
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he
like-
found it, he was there.
Hey, animal cruelty usually is not a good sign, but yes, he I would not condemn him to a
badgers.
life of like ill like harm. I don't think he's like gonna necessarily just be a bad person. Just
I'm sure
by,
he freed those badgers when he was done.
Hey, Rand, see those ravens?
He tamed the badger.
Let's throw rocks at it.
MaTsDaGger.
Well,
like,
we
I'm
get
pretty free
later
those
on we get this great description of how, and we never actually. I want to ask you guys. We never actually find out who was behind that kind of random. Let's go off into the mountains and leave Emmons Field and go searching for treasure.
Oh, that
I
was
think-
Matt.
Well, they said. Well, I mean, he said everyone blamed me, but it was his POV. He would have said, right? He said everyone blamed me, but he didn't say, yeah, it was my choice.
But that's because he doesn't take responsibility for his own actions.
What teenager does, though?
Yeah, that's
Good
but that's what that's
I think
saying,
you're
Ryan. Is
asking
it's
for something impossible?
yeah, it's showing that he's still immature at heart and that he can't take full responsibility. And that's what I agree with you all, that he is true to his friends, but he also doesn't fully take responsibility for things. So there's a little bit of an opposition, diametrical or otherwise, between those two facets of his character.
Well, and to your point, in this chapter, through Matt's eyes, he uses the word "fat" a lot.
But he's into it. He likes chubby girls.
No, this is a guard.
Oh, the guard.
Yeah.
He's in the
He
chubby
totally body
guards.
shames the guard in his
He
I
mind.
was
body
immediately
shames the
sighing
fuck
and
out of
going,
him. Yeah.
Crap, I
And
can't
he's-
defend that one.
Yeah, so there's like 5 uses of the word "fat" and 1 use of "heavy set" that I counted. But I mean, again, this is through Matt's point of view. I'm not sure if we'd have that sort of emphasis through Rand's eyes.
That's a good
perhaps.
point. I like Two Rivers.
Responsibility.
Yeah. Two Rivers Badgers. Parent would take responsibility and then some.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. That's a good counterpoint. I never thought about that. A nice counterpoint to parents like gloomy parent.
All right, so there is a drinking opportunity, advancement. Yes,
Obligation, tunity.
I'm not sure which one to pick.
Obligation.
Because
Opportunigation.
I make these things up on the fly, as I normally do. But there are 2 reasons to drink, and we'll just pick one. One is the term
Yes, Mr.
You-
Howley.
"you half-wit looby."
Anytime the word looby comes in, right?
You half-wit looby is good.
All right.
And
So we have to
Well-
drink twice or just one big sip?
How many drinks is this? I
Just
lost?
What's
one big-
happening?
just one big sip. The other is him deciding to count to 10 and him going 1, 2, 3. That's the worst parenting technique you can do. Don't do
So
that.
let's drink to that.
Yeah, so
Cheers.
pick one of those reasons to drink. We can
Yeah.
only drink once.
Oh, look at that mug!
Yeah, baby.
What
Oh,
the?
look at that! Is one sexy fucking mug.
I don't even have one of those.
Oh man.
Wait, that's.
So great.
I'm not talking about what he's
All
drinking.
right, that looks like he's
I'm
drinking
talking about
straight.
that face.
That looks
that
like the way of the rum and coke.
Is that a rum and coke? That's what I'm gonna ask.
I plead the 5th.
All right.
That's right. That's right. What do you do?
All right, you fat officer. Can you even count to 10? You fucking fatty.
Whatever. Can you even tie your Tadori around your fat head? You
fat
fatty.
fool.
Alas.
He's like, seize him
It's
for a dark
elastic.
friend.
Elastic. Oh wait, we got a tattoo. We got a.
What you say to me snaps back to you.
All right, let's show this tattoo.
All right, zoom it
I'm
in.
so
Okay.
glad somebody else. Thank you, Ben Butler.
First, you got that.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
I'm gonna
man.
fucking cry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I'm
That
crying.
That looks so fucking good.
Don't ruin your felt, Ryan.
That looks so fucking good.
Felt's a little soggy.
Soggy felt.
Jesus.
Chill out, Aham.
Aham is totally gonna ruin his computer again if he goes out.
I made that.
You know why?
It's
you
on
did.
your body.
I told you I'd get it.
You can't
Yes.
understand. Where is he? Is that- Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Sorry, MaTsDaGger. We've just changed. This is now the new logo. Yeah.
Oh, we've rebranded. We're now called Meta, the way of the meta.
The way of the meta.
I got more skin. It'll fit.
That's so good.
The way that. Oh my God.
That was the
Keep
best.
keep it up, Kay. You might get on his arm.
What?
Hey, we can do that right below the play button with your puppet heads.
Yeah, put my wig
Look
in
at
there.
Kay, Josh, and Todd.
Yes.
I'm feeling the pressure to get my own ink now, Ryan.
Let's do it at the. Oh, we can't mention that.
Wait, no, don't do that face.
All right.
Don't do any of those faces. I'll fix
And
it. Send it. Don't do any of those. MaTsDaGger's like,
All right, so
Hey,
Matt,
Hey, when you meet a woman and you see that she's got like tattooed eyebrows, you don't say that to her. Come on, man.
chest hair tattoo.
That's just rude.
Cause it's just rude. Yeah. You're like, are those real?
rude. I'm just kidding.
So rude.
You know what? I think one day you're gonna be able to get like tattooed beard, like get just like that perma, that scruff. You get lasered and just tattooed. Ryan, your chest hair looks like
All right.
Atari. It looks like an Atari thing. Like,
All right. The
yeah, bro.
minute I take my shirt off.
Ryan, I almost gave.
They're like,
Is that Ryan? Is that what happened? You take your shirt off?
I almost
know.
gave you a hard time about not getting a moderator in chat, and now I have to.
No, if people want to do it,
Get a goddamn moderator in
No,
chat
we have
before the next
moderators.
they
episode.
want
And
to
they
do
just-
it. I just suck. All right. So if you want to be a moderator, send me your YouTube your info, your YouTube
Again.
shit.
We have some, and they just don't. They just
Yeah,
don't hang out with us anymore.
Yeah, you're right. It's about time. Yeah. Hey, Mr.
that's
Stovey,
funny.
what are you drinking? You said you had drinks. What are you drinking?
Yeah.
And
Put it in
Mr.
the chat.
Howley, oh yeah!
Oh yeah.
All
right,
the apps. The
Let's
ABS
get back.
on your
All right, so
stomach.
Matt tries to deliver the letter.
Hedski just wants me to know it's not him. I don't know if he has a side
Hedski.
business. I think it's
Hedski.
like a pyramid scheme he's on.
Are we sure Hedski's not a bot?
You sure?
Fort Point. Okay, is that where you live, or is that where you're drinking?
Fort Point is, I think, a whiskey.
Oh, nice.
Oh, let's go.
All right.
Oh, let's go.
We know Village Mattress would be the one to properly answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're right about that.
He's the bourbon man. Yeah.
Bourbon man.
Bourbon man.
Bourbon man. What are you, Bourbon man?
All right, so Matt tries to deliver the letter, and is unsuccessful. He mentions Tarvalon. Kirkland. That's the sign of quality.
Yes.
Class. He is told, "Fuck off! I'm going to capture you as a dark friend," and he takes off. He goes back to the Queen's Blessing. Talks to the stable hand. He's like, "Hey, you remember me?" He's like, "No, I mean, yes. Thank you for the silver."
But it does seem clear that, like, from his interaction with the guards, not only is Elida being kicked out from being the Queen's advisor seems to have trickled down the stack to even the guards at the front gate, right? Like, a mention of Tarvalon gets him sort of like the boot.
Right, and we learn later from Master Gil that there is talk of war with Tarvalon, and he's like, "I don't know why the fuck you'd want to do that. They're magical women."
And we find too that like here there's another advisor who's like kind of quickly insinuated themselves next to the person of power, just like in a few of the other cities that we just recently encountered and will encounter.
Correct. We learn of Lord Gabriel,
and we know that Samael has just inserted himself in KayK, right?
Or no, Tyr?
Tyr.
Oh, Tyr. Right.
Is in KayK.
Tyr is in Tyr.
Right.
Right here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, is that a coincidence, or is the Dark One sending out? Are the dark powers, sending out, doing a coordinated attack on systems of power around the land?
Well,
let's talk about Lord Gabriel. Let's talk about Lord Gabriel. What do you think is going on with this person? It said that he came from the west, perhaps the Two Rivers. And Matt's
presumably
like, no,
it's the guy who one of the people we saw in the prelude with their fancy clothes underneath the robes during the Dark One's gathering.
You think he's up? Okay. Oh, okay. You think the man called Bors saw this person as a member of the Dark One's gathering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of the people who's like nice shoes or something. He pointed out. I don't know which one. I haven't gone back to try to piece it together. But
all right, Kay, who do you think Gabriel is? You told me earlier, or what do you think he is?
That he might just be like a Forsaken, and
it could be a Forsaken too. Mm-hmm.
Like I just straight out said Forsaken.
Well, we have this conversation, Matt, over here, is where this person's saying, mentions
master or something,
or master. But then as the master's talking, he's like, "Hey, we don't know what else that guy's looking at besides this sword." Right, and like that kind of casual way of referencing like what we believe to be, or what Moraine confirms is a Forsaken in Terror. We have this other Forsaken possibly just kind of casually talking about him as if he's like a dude he knew.
Oh, so I need to go back and read that again. So I read that as him having foreknowledge of Rand seeking the sword.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, if you go back and look, he talks about, is he looking at anything else but the sword? We don't know what he's looking at besides that sword.
I thought that the he that he was referring to was Rand, because he seemed to know that the girls were headed there as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, he definitely knew the girl. Wait. You're Gabriel?
Gabriel, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I didn't think that Gabriel knew that the girls.
But why is Rand looking at
he
the
talks
sword?
About
He's looking for the girls. He's looking for Elaine and Egwene and Nynaeve, right? Because he's trying to find out where Elaine is going, because he's trying to kill her.
Well, we know that.
Right, but he knows that they went downriver and that the boat that they were on stopped and got stuck. And then he assumes that they went on.
But we also, all right.
I got to go back. I got to read the passage again, I guess.
It's so
and we'll actually get to that. Well, we're not quite there yet, but yeah, this is all part of that whole thing with Lord Gabriel. Lord Gabriel came out of the west. Yeah, no one has ever really heard of him. Gareth Bryn. Gareth Bryn. Let's say that.
David Byrne.
He's been retired to go watch wool grow on a sheep, I guess is how it's phrased. So her master of commander has been replaced, and her advisor has been replaced. Elida was her advisor. And we learned from Swan earlier on that when Morghese came to visit Tar Valon, she was furious, and she did not return with her Tar Valon advisor, which was the first break in like 3,000 years, right? Well, apparently in the meantime, while she was gone, there was like a civil war that broke out that this dude Gabriel like was on her side and took care of it, and by the time she got home, things were all back to normal. I guess that's what we kind of know about Gabriel, as far as what the innkeeper knows.
Yep.
Master Gil.
He replaced Elaine's army, or Queen
Morghese.
Morghese.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or her guards. Her
So,
guards.
Her guards, yeah.
Just the guards?
So far.
So
Replace half the guards, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There was a team of people that were loyal to her that he replaced with his own people, which to me was interesting. And then there are also different, just different things that they say, like, his eyes were completely almost blackened eyes, or saying this, like these little things that come through in the.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to have a spell on Morghese as well, like an allure.
Yeah, totally has something going on where he's like got her under his control. I completely agree with you, Josh.
Well, I mean,
and I love the symbolism.
It's obvious, though, right?
I love the symbolism of them playing the game of rocks while they're discussing all of this. Yeah, they're playing stones and like references the game of houses, and like Tom is beating him, but I don't know. There's just a lot of like interesting threads.
Game of houses,
all wrapped up in there.
Don't you haven't you, or something? Yeah, where it's like, they're very much like the tension builds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's something I want to mention. This line here, it says, quote, "I am lucky, Master Gil," Matt said. "You just have to have a good meal waiting for me when I get back." As he stood, he picked up the dice cup and spun the dice out beside the stone board to the left. The calico cat leapt down, hissing at him with her back arched. The 5 spotted dice came to rest, each showing a single pip, the dark one's eyes. Later, he rolls
5 6s,
and the cat also hops down,
right?
But doesn't hiss, and he gets 5 6s.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this cat is so? And he instantly thinks the dark one's luck. Do you think that this cat is a symbol of that, or is it just coincidence?
No.
What do you think? Is it sensing the luck?
Not coincidence. I think nothing is coincidence ever.
We've seen the dreams that the dreamers have had, both Perrin and Egwene, of him playing dice with balls on your mom.
Balls on your mom,
yeah. Josh, I saw a little smile go up on the perk of your mouth. When you said,
so I mean, maybe
Matt,
when he
that's balls on your mom.
Balls on your mom.
The part
and
with
MaTsDaGger, if you have questions, go ahead and jump in too.
I was just going to say, I think it's random, and the only reason I think that is because the Dark One's eyes isn't always a losing toss. Sometimes it's a winning toss.
Only in some games.
So but we don't know what game he's playing.
Right.
But the cat hissed.
He's playing a dangerous game, right?
Because cats hiss. That's my point. Cats hiss.
I mean, but all right, well, yeah, cats hiss, but then they hissed once, and then they didn't hiss again, and then Matt goes off and does what he does. Do you think it has anything to do with the luck, whether or not Matt was able to get that letter and get out of there safely?
Oh, the letter? Absolutely.
Yeah. Luck.
Totally.
The thing about the game of... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kay.
No, I just think it was luck. I just went back to the same thing I said before, which is that I think that it was luck because it was lucky because he said it was lucky. It was going to be lucky. So, I don't know.
I am lucky. The thing about the Game of Stones is there's this presaging that we're going to lose in a few turns, right? Like everything might look good now, but in a few turns, the game will be over.
Yeah, just like this episode. It's going great.
Well,
But
yeah,
Two
yeah.
turns from now, it'll be over.
It's going to come to a screeching halt real soon.
So
And later, Tom with his stones, he places a position where Matt goes, "Huh, that's a weird spot," but then he notices in
In
3
5 or
moves,
6 moves or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm referring to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But what do we think about Matt being able to see that also?
He's a gamer. Whether cards or dice or stones, I mean, he has the eye for like.
But why? I see what you mean. Like, why is he able to see things? There's like.
I mean, I don't see anything about his history that makes him be able to look at a Stones game and be like, "Yeah, look at that strategy. Wow, Tom is really like." I mean, right? Like, where is it?
It's one of those things that he just knows instinctually, or from some other way. Maybe not instinctually. It's from something else that we don't yet. I don't think we know fully the whole story of like everything about this whole
I think
situation.
being a troublemaker helps him. He's always had to look ahead to, okay, if I do this, what are the consequences and how can I get out of it?
He's always looking a few moves ahead. Yeah.
Being a troublemaker
implication.
growing up, I think just set him up to think a couple steps ahead.
But he's not. But like he, to his own admission, will say he's not good at that. Like his memory is that like he's gotten away with some things and not gotten away with other things.
But that's part of his character development. He's growing into this. Right? Like as the haze is lifting, he's becoming more in tune.
Well, Slice thinking is more.
Do you really think that he's just growing into like more of a grown-up mindset?
I think there's two forces. There's that he's like in the real world, some people are just fucking good at games. They can see
You just become better,
multiple steps ahead
and play more games. I mean, that's possible.
And he's also TAVERN.
That.
Okay.
Sure.
So, I mean, how much of this is a part of the turning of the wheel weaving versus his own development? I don't know the answer, but I think you always have to ask that question.
Okay.
Sure.
I love this discussion.
That's fair.
What is that, Dan? What sound is that?
Dan just mud us.
What are you, 80 years old, Dan? What are you, Joe Biden falling asleep at the fucking G60 or whatever? Like, Jesus Christ.
Come on, man.
I think there's a lot.
Take us out of the chat,
Josh. But I also think that like there's just something about the way that it's written that to me feels like Robert Jordan is so intentional in the way that he writes that it feels like the story is just not Matt is just not mistakenly like he's just not I don't think he's growing into this situation and becoming better at games necessarily. I think that he's he has something is happening. I don't know what, and it's so frustrating to try to explain like this not fully formed hypothesis, but like there's something that makes me feel like he's just not really him and Egwene know things already, and
like
there's
they're getting help.
It's gonna I don't know.
Bradley Buckthorpe.
Bradley Buckthorpe, welcome. If that's your real name, I'm stoked for you. You have a great future.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he has always been smart and clever, but it is until leaving the Two Rivers he is able to display his potential. That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. Yeah,
but there are children who play chess. They've never seen a chessboard, but the minute they see it, it clicks.
I know, but I think
to jump.
Yeah.
I think Kay, Sadai, and Josh are like diverging in these very interesting ways, and I love it.
It'll be fun to see like how this develops.
I love it. I love it.
What do you do, Ryan?
Plays out.
I don't know that I disagree with Kay. I think
love it. And
yeah, I mean, I think they can both be true.
Agree with you either. Like I think both can be true. Also, his character can be developing through his travels, And
but is he developing from his own choices, or is he developing in other ways? That's the question. Is he making choices and then real and like living with the consequences, or is other things happening and he's responding? That's, I think, where we're getting at.
It's a both and.
I don't. Well, okay, yeah. What
Not
do you
an
think,
either
Kay?
or.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kay?
um,
Do you think it's like a 50-50, like things are changing and he's responding and he's making choices, or is it the changes and he's just like, what is happening?
no, I think that he's yeah, I think he's more responding to changes, I guess, at this moment.
Oh, interesting. I love it. It's like Matt's going through puberty. His mind's
I
changing.
don't know. There's so many things.
No. This is
As the question is going through my mind, I'm like thinking of different things, and there's like a Rolodex of Matt situations.
MaTsDaGger, you're doing a great job not saying anything. I saw you almost wanting to chime in, and then you stopped yourself. I was like, look at that.
Like, no.
Yeah, like we're good. This is a
tough. I can't imagine how difficult this must be for you sitting there.
This is fascinating to watch you guys work this out. It is fucking fascinating. This is why people enjoy first time reader shows.
Okay, well,
I'll tell you, you guys are picking up on things I didn't my first read, so I find it awesome.
Yeah,
So I love the discussions. There are things I didn't even think about.
Shit, MaTsDaGger, we are like limited to like 3 or 4 chapters a week.
I couldn't.
So
I know, right?
we read and then dissect the fuck out of them.
Yeah, this book's taking like 4 months.
We are so busy. Or like in my case, like I'm trying to reread, the Great Hunt and the Eye of the World, and like I'm going back to stuff.
Oh, it's amazing. It's great though, because you guys are, there's so, again, like both Josh and Kay have brought up things that I've not even thought of before.
Right.
As a veteran. So I love this whole process, and I love that you guys don't agree, and I will not let you guys in on the secret, but you might be disagreeing in a way that veterans disagree. Like this discussion might still be happening. This might not be answered. I won't give away, but like what you guys are discussing is not a joke. You're not making up like an argument out of thin air. This is a real thing that you guys are trying to suss out, and I love how your opinions are so different. It's so fun to watch.
It is.
Thank you. Fun.
And one of you is more right. One of you is more right than the other, though. I'll tell you that much.
All right, so
two sides.
Matt pulls a real pimp move. He tosses a gold coin. He says, "Have my things.
This is the way.
Have my things brought in a room, innkeeper. If you need more coin, you'll get it."
Yeah, right.
He knew Basil Gill's name. But he was like, well, fuck all you guys. You guys
demeans him.
I need some confidence.
I have an appointment with the queen.
I'm up to see royalty.
And there's this overconfidence again with the last paragraph too, which I assume you'll read, Dan.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, go ahead, actually, Josh. Because Basil Gill's like, how does this guy have all this coin?
How does he come by gold? Basil asks.
Yeah.
Matt thinks, I always win. That's how, he thought grimly. I have to just win once more, and I'm done with Elaine. And that's the last of the White Tower for me. Just once more.
Just once more. I always thought he was a rascal.
He's irascible.
Yeah. But aren't we all?
We are.
A little bit.
A little bit.
We probably wouldn't be here if we weren't.
All right.
And then, we'll break as soon as we get to more gays.
Oh,
so Matt's like, all right, I'm gone.
Cold stare from Ryan.
I found that wall. Boom. Jump over the wall. He hides in the bushes, and he hears. We hear about Matt's treasures, actually, that he has. It's kind of cute. It says, quote, he had brought home an odd rock from that expedition with the skull of a good-sized fish somehow pressed into it, and a long white tail feather dropped by a snow eagle, and a piece of white stone as big as its hand that looked almost as if it had been carved into a man's ear. He thought it looked like an ear, even if Rand and Perrin did not, and Tam Althor had said it might be.
Yeah.
All right. First
I
off,
like his little village treasures.
No. I think there's more to that than just a quaint little thing, right? But before we go on, I want to say hi to and respond to Mr. Stovey. Yeah, she is saying she is from San Francisco.
okay.
She's from San Francisco, where she lives. And I want to say, Mr. Stovey, are you attending the San Francisco premiere on the 15th? And if you are you going to host us on the 14th and get us drunk? That's the question. Because Case and I are going there.
We're stoked.
All right. But before we go into that, though, yeah,
let's go ahead and take a break. We can do that. My hand hurts. Or not.
Sound like 13-year-old me.
Fuck yes, she says.
my hand hurts. Yes.
Fuck yes.
Wow, you're an early bloomer.
That took a second. Okay.
All right, so Mr. Stovey says absolutely, and she is shopping for her costume right now. All right, hey, let's connect. Let's connect. We love Patron. All right, we're ready to take a break, correct? All right.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, go ahead and get ready. It says he, quote, began sliding in behind a row of flowering white roses on slatted frames, searching for a door. He blends himself into nature and then later puts a flower into his hair.
Carefree.
Right?
Now, Perrin is generally considered the nature boy of the three, right? He's talking to wolves. But in this scene, Matt is almost like blending it, becoming the nature in a certain way by blending into the rose bush and then actually integrating a flower into his hair. I don't know. To me, it was it was an interesting choice that RJ made.
Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
I actually didn't even notice that. Good way to bring that up, Dan. What do you guys think?
No, I didn't notice that either.
What's the question?
Good question.
Never mind.
I was like a hyper focused on the fact that there was like something that was shaped like an ear that looked like it was going to be.
Oh, I want to get back to that.
Sort of, it feels time piecey, if you will.
Like a timepiece?
Like a piece of the Age of Legends or something?
Yeah.
What do you mean by time PC?
Yeah, like maybe.
Yeah, like
Yes, like a piece of another age.
Time. I see.
Yes. Yeah, whether or not it's Age of Legends or not is
Yeah,
not clear, but
exactly.
But yeah, like it's really interesting that it's the size of his hand, and he thinks it looks like an ear. Matt and
Tam Althor agrees.
Rand and Perrin are like, nah, but Tam is like, yeah, it might be.
And we know Tam's more traveled than most in the Two Rivers.
Oh,
Tam seems
Tam.
He seems to know more than he lets on, for sure.
He knows. Like, I feel like he just like, is like he knows everything. I feel like he's like the closest thing that we have to like the Wizard of Oz or like the creator in general, because he just
nice.
He's like the know-all, be-all of like all ages.
But is he though? He's just a farmer.
I'm just guessing.
I know
like
a horse that would disagree.
Does know more than most up to this point.
He's a Heron swordsman.
Yeah, he's a blade master. We don't know why.
True enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh yes. Are we to that point yet? Where the knife? Like, no, not yet.
No. No, that's Tom. That's not. That's different. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So, but I just think like K Sai is always asking like when and where. When is this place? When and where is this story happening?
Yeah.
And I just thought that this discovery is very subtle, but it kind of maybe let us know when and where, right? That's all. It's very fascinating.
Yeah. So Matt attributes the fact that he heard the guards to, quote, luck. With just a little luck, they'll never see me till I hand the bloody thing to Morghese. And apparently that luck does hold out. He hears words coming from a window, and he kind of and they're talking about Elaine, Egwin, and Nynaeve. And right now, let's take a break. Oh, go ahead.
What is goosing when you like lick your finger and put it in someone's ear?
No, that's a wet willy.
That's a wet willy.
That's a wet willy. Okay. So
goosing is when you pinch someone's ass.
Okay, that's okay. That was my other thought. Okay, so there's been a lot of goosing talk in these past few chapters. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That did not.
Yes.
Me, Joshua.
Very jocular.
Jocular.
Matt is very jocular.
Yeah,
and
I did highlight that as and drink obligation as well.
And Fail too, right? Fail was always talking about goosing Perrin in the previous chapters.
Yes, right. Goose is stupid, Luby.
Now I think a true goose is you stick a finger right up their butt, like.
Yeah, I think you got to part the cheeks.
You gotta prostate them.
I think we should ask the chat this. We have 25 people watching.
Josh and I are having
Guys,
conversation.
give me a thumb. Like, how do we do this? I'm going to do a poll. I can't do a poll.
Yeah, Ryan, can you do polls?
I can't do polls.
What? Why?
Because I'm on StreamYard. They don't do polls. I know. So thumbs up if you think a goose is like full parting of the ass, or
like finger, like stinky finger.
Or thumbs down if you just think it's like a pinch of the ass. Okay. What is a full goose?
Yeah. Now I think about it, it could be just the bill snapping the cheek. But I like to think it's like the goose looking for like eggs.
All right, we got our first thumbs down. All right. This is an experiment. Oh, we got more thumbs. Oh yeah. Thumbs down. It's not. It's just pitching. It's
all right. It's just pitching. Not a full.
Oh, okay. Troy Battle's giving us full like black swan, white swan.
I think that means bidet.
Hey, wait. Hey, Mr. Howley says no, so we're done. Polls over. Mr. Howley says it is only just touching the ass.
Dan says black swan.
Ben Butler says.
A bidet?
Goosing in Australia, making someone jump. If you're friends, though, okay.
I feel like you left a few words out of that sentence, Ben, but we get it.
Or wait, where the hair would normally? Are you talking about the bush?
No, Darkhound Slaver is on team, Brother Dan. Woo woo woo!
Oh, okay, all right, Mr. Stovey. If you have us at your house and get us drunk, there will be no goosing.
And then the person getting
just so you know, we promise no goosing.
Puppet goosing should definitely be a Patreon perk.
Yeah. If you're a Patreon member, we will go to your house. You get goosed to
cast member, do you want to get goosed?
You could fist me. You could fist me and be me if you want to. What, Dan?
I will not participate.
I want to become a Patreon member.
Just so you can. All right. Yeah. I know. I'm sorry. I'm married. Right. We're all married.
All right, guys. Listen. So Matt hears conversation, and we will get to that after the break.
Yes, great master.
Yes, great master. And let's take this off. And sorry.
Like, who's that handsome devil? Oh yeah.
Oh, it's me.
It's me, Mario.
You're
Kay,
muted, Kay.
you're muted, Kay. All right, it's always a thing. Josh, you're
You
muted.
heard it. I know.
I know.
All right.
Josh, I know.
Everyone have a good break. Everyone
I can see
drain
my
the lizard, so to speak.
Yeah, we lost like 8 viewers during that break. Let's reconsider all that. I know that sucks. Come back! Come back!
They didn't get to
They're like-
see my shoes.
They're like
where
charging.
are these shoes?
Nice.
These are the best Converse in the whole
Platform Chucks.
wide
Nice.
world.
Yes.
Chucks, bitches.
Oh man, the new Converse. Are...
Yep. Got them in like 4 different colors.
Nice.
All right. All right, moving on, brother Dan.
So
We
Matt,
lost.
Matt hears people talking in a window. He climbs up, and he hears that there is a plot to assassinate Elaine, and throw in Egwin and Nynaeve in there. Why don't you? This guy refers to the guy as the Great Master. He's like, "Oh, Great Master, Great Master." And there is a definitive, like, cut her head off. It's a weird conversation that he overhears.
Yep.
Josh, this conversation. So this guy is referring to another person. He's talking to Komar. Well, I guess, he mentions his name's Komar. But he says, quote, he never realized the best plans take time to mature. He wants the world in a day and Kalendor besides. The great Lord take him. He may seize the girl and try to make some use of her, and that may strain my own plans.
Right. He's been far too impatient since regaining his freedom.
Oh.
So, clearly,
What are you guys on?
What page?
Chapter 46, page 4.
It's page 465 total.
Oh, yeah.
Page 4.
Page 4 of the chapter.
Okay.
Oh, that's different than how I would have
I said chapter 46, page 4.
Page 4. I know. It's amazing.
Paragraph 12, line 3.
It's logical. It's totes logical, Josh.
Yeah.
So it's logical, dude.
It's just not how I would have phrased it, so therefore it doesn't
Heavy.
make sense in
Heavy.
my,
Heavy.
mind hole.
My mind hole. Put it in my
Yeah.
mind hole.
Did that make sense in your mind hole?
Yeah, one of the girls is Morgase's Git.
What is that? Morgase's Git?
Git.
Git.
It's an
What is
old
that?
phrase for one's offspring.
Morgase's Git.
Thank
You, MaTsDaGger.
Oh.
You mean knit?
You're so rarely helpful. You're so tainted.
Thanks.
Did you say git,
I
git
like
or
my wife.
knit?
Well, as a dagger, I want to
dare.
more.
Did you dare speak to him that way?
Oh,
No,
knit.
I-
Yeah,
I
a knit,
said
a knit is a child, yeah.
I
A
said
knit is
Git. I
someone's-
meant knit.
I was like, what is it get? Yeah.
Git?
Git is the same thing.
Y'all get
Knit?
knit?
Knit is someone's child, yeah. It's like a small person, a knit.
So this person's been far too impatient since regaining his freedom. Any thoughts?
I mean, I
Freedom
agree
from
now. Reading it again, I from the seals that they were in.
Okay. So he's
I agree. It's
talking
the
about
Forsaken. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I did read it as Rand when I first read it, thinking freedom meant from Moraine. But reading it again, from the perspective of your guys, I can see how it could be about Samael.
Okay. But they do mention and the boy that left, he could ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
Matt?
That's kind of what I'm thinking too.
The boy who left.
Tarvalon. Presumably the dark one, the Black Aja are reporting this information to the Great Master.
All right. Well, good point. But now, that's good. That's good. But now, or maybe we don't know. I mean, it could be fucking ravens. We don't know. Like,
Right.
but like the boy leaving could ruin everything. Why then wouldn't we? I mean, well, okay. So, do we think Gabriel? Where were you thinking? Real clear. Gabriel is what? A Forsaken?
Okay, well, it says like the Dark Man was the owner of the deep voiced Great Master who wanted Elaine's head.
Right.
Am I?
Right.
But I didn't read ahead, right?
No.
Well, we're not at that part of the chapter yet, but yeah, that's coming.
Okay, that's maybe. But yeah. I mean, anyways, seems very.
But the boy leaving could be two possibilities. We have two people who ran off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Rand, right, and
Rand and Matt, they both took off.
Right.
So
then why then? Okay, so do we think that Gabriel has anything to do with this conversation that was happening?
I do, yeah. I mean, I think that because they were
with what's happening.
All right. So do you think Gabriel was Matt overhearing Gabriel talking?
I do think that.
All right. So then why would not Gabriel recognize Matt?
Because he doesn't know who he is. But
Matt was seen through that.
Remember,
if it's not Rand, I agree. Right. If he's referring to Matt, why would he not recognize there's this boy from... Oh, because he doesn't... No, he said he came from Tarvalon.
The Dark Friend Social, they showed Matt, Rand, and Perrin.
Right, their images.
So why would not this Gabriel know that Matt is Matt?
Because he was a Forsaken? And he wasn't at the Dark Friend Social yet?
And he came out later?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Very well.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Makes sense.
All right. Fascinating.
Okay. I don't know that these are dark. I mean,
or is there
disagree with Josh? I'm going to give it a whole lot more thought.
Is there a possibility that he knew it was Matt and just let him go anyways?
Possibly.
What?
Yeah.
What do you think is going on with him and Morghese?
I think he has cast a love spell on her.
Yeah.
Or has some sort of sway.
Hey, Josh, don't talk about the love spell. Kay doesn't know about the love spell.
That's for the after show.
There's no okay.
There's no way you love me.
Love spell. I don't know, but I don't think. I think that there's just like he's I think doing something obviously to trick her into understanding or believing what he needs her to understand or believe and which way he needs her to go. And I think that could have something to do with his, being, I think he is a Forsaken. I completely agree with Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think he's just going.
Do you have a guess?
His way.
Which Forsaken do you think it could be? Do you have a guess of what name it could be? Josh and Kay.
Which
Forsaken could it be? Like, what's the name of the Forsaken? Just wondering if you have any idea. It's not a big deal if you don't. No. I don't expect you to.
I don't.
Okay, cool.
It can't be
Samael.
Samael. Yeah,
he's in
there. And the other one, Ishamael, is a woman. I'm not mistaken, so
what?
It can't be.
Is Shamael's a woman?
Isn't Ishamael a woman?
What do you mean?
I don't think so. I don't. Wait.
Where is it? Where is the Shamael woman?
Do we know?
I thought that it was referenced when we learned that. Maybe I'm getting mixed up. When we learned that.
Well, he dresses really flamboyantly when you see him in the dream room. When Perrin's watching Ishamael kind of like hold court over the other Forsaken and kind of like dominate them, he's very powerful. And he's wearing very fancy clothes.
So is the moon goddess? What is her name?
Lanfear?
Is Lanfear the only female of the Forsaken?
Nope.
No.
Okay. So for some reason, I got in my head that Ishamael was a female, but
No, there's Moghedien along with Lanfear. These are the two female
The two
Forsaken that we
females?
know
Okay.
for sale.
okay.
Moghedien and Lanfear. Yep.
I'm looking for the rest of the
and
names.
we've heard other names.
I have them written at the top of a page in here somewhere, but I'm not finding it right now.
All right.
You wrote all the Forsaken at the top of the page.
Of course he did.
When they were mentioned in the chapter, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it now.
Yeah, Moraine starts listing them off, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Kay's got that I hate the teacher's pet look on her face.
I know. Kay sat at the back of the class.
What else did you write in your book there, Joshua?
Jesus.
I hate Kay. I hate Kay just over and over again.
Anything else you want to share with the class, Joshua?
No, thank you, teacher.
Right.
No,
So
but did you find that list though? Are you looking for the list?
I'm still looking for it. I haven't found it yet, unfortunately.
Because I want you to make a guess.
Find the fucking list,
I
man.
know. Where are they?
It's all good. Oh, we lost Brother Dan. He's like,
Oh, no.
I will not watch you. All right, Dan, keep going, and if he finds it,
Go ahead, Dan.
I'm getting Tarple Chunnel.
What a mess.
There is a drinking obligation.
whenever you complain about being a puppet, do we drink?
Quote,
Okay, here we go.
taking a deep breath, Matt wiggled between two of the rose frames at the cost of only a few pricks. There we go.
Bilal, Samael, Asmodean, Robin, and Ishamael.
All right, so guess. Who do you think is like fucking around with more gays?
Either Asmodean or Bilal would be my guess.
Okay.
Asmodean, however you say it.
Yeah, like James Dean. Asmodean.
What about Spleen? What about Lanfear? What about...
Well, Gabriel is obviously... Oh, I mean, it could be a female kind of...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Lanfear is a shapeshifter. We know.
Yeah.
Good point. Do you think... Oh!
You know what I mean?
What the fuck? All right.
I mean, there's... Well, okay, but the dark one is like... Is supposed to have a lot of...
The
That's
dark
really
one has many
sexy.
faces.
If Lanfear is the one
Wait.
casting her wiles on the queen,
That'd be super
that'd
sexy.
be super sexy and somehow very Robert Jordan perv.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, Lanfear is now
Let's call Robert
bi-fear.
Jordan on this one. I do.
Land bi-curious fear.
I don't hate it. Don't hate it.
Don't hate it. I
don't.
live for it.
Yeah? All right. Let's go.
Maybe the
with it.
dark voice, the really deep voice, is just a cover up for her being a woman
Jesus
inside.
You know what?
I look up and there's 59 comments I missed. I'm sorry, guys. I've been neglecting the chat. Andrew's here. Good morning, Andrew.
Andrew!
Oh, hey.
Snowy already.
Andrew wakes up.
Oh.
Does a bunch of push-ups and then plays a song probably before he goes to work.
Yeah.
Seriously.
About how he loves first-time reader shows. Andrew, can you give us
How he's so enamored by Sedai.
All right, we need a song, Andrew. The
Right,
Sedai
Andrew,
Sedai.
you have a whole song for me.
I love Sedai.
Oh, stop. Please don't stop.
Put another measure in that beat,
Stop,
baby.
please.
Oh, please stop. No, stop.
No, please
Come
don't
on,
stop.
stop.
I mean, stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Strike a pose. Brother Dan,
Hello.
say hi to the... Hey, Troy Battle is stoked. What is... Troy Battle is playing drums.
All right, so Matt decides he is going, and I don't think we're going to get past this chapter, to be honest. I think, we're not even getting 3. This is chapter 2. We are, Matt's like, all right, fuck it. I'm not going to, no more subterfuge, no more sneaking around, no more Assassin's Creed style. I'm just going to walk out with this letter right in front of my face and be like, hey, everyone, here. I'm just here for this. He runs into our old buddy Talonvor. We've met Talonvor before.
He's so agitated. He's always agitated.
Who can blame him? He's got to wear armor all the time. He probably rubs in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well,
Do they have like armor powder? Like, how do you not chafe with that shit?
Well, it
Comfortable leather underneath.
Like, you gain 5 pounds, you're instantly chafing.
Yeah.
I feel
Thankfully,
like
you're just
back then. Well, back then, I feel like it's back then. There's
More like Talon Boar. We love
Talon bored me.
We love Talon Boar.
So there is one sentence here in the bit about the boy that I think I missed too. It says, "Is there any word of the boy? He is the one who can destroy us all." So presumably he is talking about Rand, and not Matt.
Okay.
Well, I mean, very presumptuous of you, John.
It is. It is. But why would Matt be able to destroy them all?
Well, I mean, he's lucky as fuck.
He blew the horn, baby.
He blew the horn. Yeah, he's got like an army of ghosts with him.
He does blow really well.
He's got an ocean.
Thank God, Joshua. Finally. Jeez.
So Matt meets Talonvor.
I know.
Talonvor,
lower that brow. Just
let the moment happen, Dan. Come on.
Let the moment happen.
Dan's neck just turned to jelly, I think.
Dan's like, I just want to move on, but no, we gotta pile on. We're dogpiling on Josh right now.
By all means, go ahead. Tag me in when you're ready, Ray.
Tag.
No, we're good. Tag.
Matt runs into our buddy Talonvor. Talonvor is a good Queensman. Takes him to see Morghese, but not before threatening to take his head off if he fucking even thinks about hurting her. And Morghese is living the life of a queen. She is sadly dripping her fingers into a pond of koi, watching the koi think, oh, food, but no food today.
Matt's lying about his...
First off, I'm sorry, Josh.
Hi, FartVader.
FartVader, fuck you.
Hi,
Where have you
FartVader.
been? Fuck off. Come
What?
back.
Ryan.
FartVader has been gone for like 2 months.
What are we?
I know
good
this.
cop?
I know
What
this.
are we?
Fuck. No,
What are we?
saying,
Good cop, horrible cop?
I'm saying FartVader.
Gee.
oh god.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, FartVader. Here, do you need some water?
Look, FartVader probably lost their hand to the lightsaber and had to figure out how to use the mouse with the other hand.
Yeah. Come on, well, use voice to text. Come on.
Fuck off, you fucker. No, I'm so. I apologize for my partner there.
Yeah. We're doing good cop,
name.
good cop, horrible cop.
Worst cop ever. Yeah.
FartVader. If you
He thought he was bad.
If you ever leave for 2 months again, I'll fucking destroy you. I don't care if you're from Iceland. Go on.
Sorry, Dan.
Hey,
See,
I
no, he's right. He knows I'm right.
We missed you too.
Yeah, I miss y'all.
Yeah, we missed you. Obviously, we spent this much time talking about it.
FV. Go on, brother Dan.
That's Tom.
Go on, BD. Ignore.
There is another drinking obligation.
Not needed. I think we can move on with the story, guys. I don't
As
know.
Matt is looking at more.
Okay.
No.
I'll wait.
We're drinking.
As Matt is looking at Morgase, he says, I dance a jig with her and steal a kiss in the moonlight. Hey, whenever you do non-consensual stuff in a Robert Jordan book, we need a drink.
Yeah.
All right. And we will stick to those rules, and we will not waver from those rules.
That was a mind.
We will not waver from these rules.
That was a mind violation.
You ask us to.
Those arbitrary rules we make up and change whenever we like, you will stick to them.
All right. Well, while we have drinks in our hands, there is another drinking obligation. Whenever there's a threat of violence to someone who is not there, quote, when I put my hands on the wretched child, she will wish she were still a novice. All right. Enough innuendo there that we need to drink. That means she's probably going to beat her.
All right. Yeah. You wished.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I've gone to a bottle on the half of wine tonight,
This
Dan.
one's for you.
So, Morgase starts reading the letter. She's kind of shaking her head, chuckling. She's like, yeah, how dare, hey, doing stuff like that. There's a large dude next to her. He looks as handsome as the Trekhan boys, but
how large is he?
He's taller than Rand. He's bigger than Perrin. And he's handsome as Galad.
Yep. Oh, my God. With dark eyes.
Well.
He's a dark man.
Is he like the opposite of Galad?
He's salad. He's Caesar salad.
8 inches. I don't know what that means.
Joe, oh jeez.
I don't know what he's getting at.
Is that all you got?
MaTsDaGger whipping it.
MaTsDaGger's like, my beard's 8 inches. What you got?
Wait, I'm dodging traffic. Whoa. You know that joke?
I don't know what you're doing, Kay, but I'm disturbed.
Adam Sandler beard.
All right, so this guy, Matt's like, all right, I got to tell Morgase that someone's trying to kill Elaine. And in fact, he's like, maybe she'll make a lord out of me. I mean, gosh, this is big news. He's about to say something, and the big dude next to Morgase says, be quiet, boy. And it's the same,
Same voice.
Same voice. This is the guy that wants to kill Elaine, Nynaeve, and Egwene. What? And he like plucks the letter out of her hand and says, quote, but the dark man had a strong hand on her shoulder, never taking his eyes off of what he was reading, and Morgase's anger melted. So, Josh, you said that he has like a love potion on her. Or like a...
Yeah, I think it's at the very end of the chapter.
Ish. I thought.
Where it says Morgase was frowning as she listened, yet she nodded as much as any other.
Well, we've seen Morgase before when Rand was there. So compare her behavior then to now. So what are the differences between those two that really stand out?
And Tom has some comments on that also. He's like, oh, Morgase letting the poor like starve, like the hungry people go hungry. That's not like her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tom's comments about her are really astounding because it isn't like anything he's ever seen. He seems to know her very well. So it's jarring to hear that from Tom.
Mm.
He says, quote, she is the most capable woman I know, and that is saying something.
Oh my god.
Exactly. And at the end, he decides to go with Matt because he says, "Didn't you hear me? I don't want to get my head chopped off."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because he's like, yeah, she'd be the person to be nice to my face, and then send her guards to chop my head off. So, like, if she wanted to, because she's that strong of a, I thought that's what I read, right? Because she's that strong of a.
Oh yeah.
Well, at the when Matt's
personality.
when Matt is like dismissed, there's a line here that I want to read.
The line I'm thinking of, and I can't find it, is something like Morghese looked at Gabrielle as if she wanted to be kissed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it says it. It says it here.
Yeah. Her lips part and her cheeks like blush.
He touched her cheek in a way that made color come to her face, and her lips part as if she expected a kiss.
Right.
That's the one.
So that's the potion, love potion, or at least like and I think we
thing, right?
Yeah, and we learned too from Master Gil that they were to be possibly wed. So there's some sort of romance between the two of them that's even made its way out into the collective consciousness of the town.
Do you think Gabriel enjoys having sex with Morghese, or does he just do it?
Oh hell yeah!
Just because, like, hey,
Elaine,
mercifully, there's no textual evidence about that.
Amazing beauty.
Like, if a Forsaken
do with sex, I don't know.
It's like if Zeus comes down and has sex with a Herod. Does he enjoy it?
Sex is like pizza. No matter how bad it is, it's still good.
That's a good point. MaTsDaGger comes in with a truism. I've forgotten as a puppet. It's been so long.
And like Little Caesars, I'm hot and ready. All right, so
unfortunately, they'll stay that way.
So we do see this little dynamic going on between Morghese and fucking Gabriel.
Fucking Gabriel, right?
Gabriel.
That's right.
He says
from now on, is it fucking Gabriel?
It's
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Wait.
Jabril.
Pronounce this.
Gabriel.
Yeah, well.
Gabriel, like Gabriel Gibran?
Gabriel.
So he is the Queen's official advisor, and yet here's what we hear as Matt is leaving. It says, quote, "I think the time has come, Morghese, to lance that festering sore on the border of Andor. By your marriage to Terengale Damodred, you have a claim to the Sun Throne. The Queen's Guard can make that claim as sure as any. Perhaps I can even aid them to some small way. Hear me." And she's nodding as much as everyone, even though she's shaking her head.
Hear me.
Do you guys remember what the Sun Throne is?
It's for the glow stick Aiel party.
Yeah. Oh, right.
No.
Sandstorm.
The Sun
Throne is where the game of houses is, right?
Correct. Kyrian.
Yes. Good job.
So there is civil war in Kyrian. The king has been murdered.
Celebrate his successes, KayK. Come on.
I am. Yeah. No, come
No,
on.
KayK is like, come on, KayK.
Whatever, Josh.
And he's suggesting that she has as much a claim as any to that Sun Throne.
So presumably, Terengale, or there's another Forsaken there, right? If there's one in Ter, there's one here. Presumably, we know that the king.
I'm sorry.
We know the king just died.
Keep going. You're amazing. You guys made a lot of good points. Please, I'm listening. I won't do it again.
Turn the wheel.
Guys, like and subscribe.
Yeah, right?
Why wouldn't you, right?
We're fun.
Yeah, we're fun. We're fun.
We're
Sure, we throw each other under the bus, and
yeah, Well, no, it's fun for the audience. Josh.
Oh, you don't mean you're fun, like personally. You mean the show is fun.
I mean,
I totally I thought there.
Josh,
you lied to me, Ryan, about why this.
What? You overthought something, Josh? Never.
I want to end the broadcast right now, but I won't.
So fucking
Perfect note, and
dude,
all right, let's talk real fast about Matt's lie. Matt being him just deciding to pick some hot girl that they met on the road and deciding to be her brother. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm Elsa Grinwell's brother. Call me Tom."
And he calls himself an Anderman after explicitly thinking, like, fuck all if I'm an Anderman. See if she can make me a goddamn servant.
You're talking to a guy who just threatened to cut a girl's head off that you know. I'm not going to tell him the truth either.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, it's situational. Hell no, you're not going to tell the truth.
I don't know. Can we look at Matt's behavior in this moment and gain any assessment of his character? Like, Josh, do you think this is proof that he is a liar, or is this proof that he is adept at getting whatever he needs done accomplished? Is he like a CIA agent, or is
he's
he
like an Aes Sedai? He'll tell the truth only insofar as it serves his purpose, and he can weave the truth like a master into untruth.
Well, how about this, Josh? When he met with Nynaeve,
it's not something you just pick up suddenly.
Well, before he was given this letter, he said to Nynaeve and Egwene in Tarvalon, "If you ever need anything, you call me and I will come." And they laughed
classic man statement.
But they all laugh at. And they laughed at him, right?
Right.
But I mean, like, was he compelled by anything but his personality? Like, what compelled him to say that? Like,
because that's the gendered role.
So you think he's just being a dude, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean. We know that is because the women see it as a joke, and it's been a joke made in several texts. Like, we know that is the gender joke about men amongst women in this world. So
did they manipulate him for his dude beliefs and say, do this as a dude, or did he do it did he only deliver the letter because he is a dude? Like, I don't get what you're getting at. Like, he said, I will be there if you ask me for anything. And then they give him a task. And then he goes to great lengths and accomplishes the task. But you still harbor these.
That's not. No. What I'm talking about is the call me and I'll be there. But the joke is it's always too late. Because you need them when you ask for their help. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. There's that. But good. Yeah, I forgot about that specific. Yeah, you're right about that. But also, do you think that's going to be like a thing though? Like, do you think that like it's going to be a callback, an ending point in the where like, will they need him? Do you think they'll need him in any way, even though he might be late, etc.? Will they call on him?
I mean, so at the moment they've been saved by the women. Well, they've been saved by the Aiel in their last situation, which, again, like, they clearly have power of themselves, but we that's also a gender norm that women need saving, right? And so Matt saying, "Oh, I'll be there." Who cares? Yeah, they might need him. They're going to need him again to blow the horn at some point, I assume.
I'd say they need him now. He knows about a threat they don't.
Yep.
They need him. They may not know they need him, but they need him.
That's a good point, Matt. Yeah.
And at the end of the chapter, I mean, I think they've kind of agreed to go after them to warn them. So,
is there any limit to the number of times Matt can blow the horn? Can he blow the horn if he needs a ride to 7-Eleven? Can he blow the ride? Can he blow the horn for anything?
Not for a ride to 7-Eleven.
Well, why not?
They don't exist.
Well, okay.
Good point.
Okay, all right.
Oh, snap!
right.
Nerd stomp
All
on
right.
your. Okay.
All right. Anything else we want to touch on here?
That's a good question, though, Dan. Like, Matt blew the horn once, and now he's tied to the horn.
Like he was tied to the knife.
And that is like he's tied to the knife. No, different, though.
Yeah.
But why of all our characters is this one guy, like, Rand's called by the sword. Matt is bound to these...
What sword? What are you talking about?
Calendar.
All right.
They're all three of them are born within the same, like, a few weeks of each other. So they're they all have this importance in the story, right? And they're all learning what that is, and we're learning what that is throughout the way, like my hand. And so
only one of them was born on the slopes of Dragonmount, right?
Well,
right, that we know of.
That we know of.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. So yeah, we know Rand's a dragon, but also Perrin and Matt are significant, and that's all true too. We don't know what their role will be or why they're significant. We just assume they are. Are we in agreement to that, Kay and Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I completely assume that they are all very important to the entire story. I think that Matt is only like just becoming really super important to the story. Well, we're seeing more Perrin too.
And it seems like the question comes up, we're like, are the changes like character development, or are the changes like this archetypal like process that Josh has alluded to, which you stopped talking about recently, but like, is Matt understanding things archetypally? Is Egwin understanding things archetypally, or is it because of something else? Which is, it's really fun to think about.
I mean, I think that if I had to guess, I would say that Perrin is some sort of like royalty.
Perrin?
Like, Perrin is Mantheran royalty in some way. And Matt is like he has the visions as like the general, right? Like leading the troops.
Okay,
under
the banner of the hawk or whatever. The Red Eagle.
Because he's already blown the horn, so that definitely tracks.
So,
I agree with you, Josh. I've thought about Perrin and this whole Zareen thing that's really developed too, which is just weird and fucked up. He seems like all too powerful over like not only Perrin, but then also like navigating the way that that Moraine even sees her in this, not sees her, but accepts her position in their place in their journey, kind of thing. Like she's like, all right, fine, fuck it. And usually Moraine can control everything.
Isn't that par for the course for Moraine?
What?
Isn't that par for the course for Moraine? Doesn't she pretty much shrug and say the wheel weaves as the wheel wills all the time?
Yeah.
So it kind of lines up with her. So
that's true. Yeah. So like if it wills that way, then it's just going to be that way. Like if Zareen is like pushing hard enough to be in this situation, then do you think at some point Moraine just accepts that as being part of
the pattern?
That would follow her pattern up to this point. I mean, look at when Egwene first wanted to join them. She's like, yeah, well, it's the wheel of the will. And then Tom, and she immediately went, well, it's the will of the wheel. So
yeah.
So she has a habit of once matters are just concrete and there, she accepts. She's more Zen-like. She rolls with what comes along rather than fight against it. So
yeah, it's true.
At least up to this
point. I love that. That's helpful for me because I was skeptical about Moraine from the beginning. Like at the beginning, I was very skeptical.
Yeah, yes, you were.
I didn't say what she wants is good. I just said.
Yeah. I still don't think that she's like good or bad. I think she's like for her purpose and her purpose only. And I think that all the Aes Sedai are. I think they're all for their own purpose, and whatever their purpose is, is what they have their eyes set on, and that's all there is for them.
But
They're
you
their
don't-
own agenda for sure.
Individual.
But you don't know if it's good or bad, huh?
You don't know if it's
Still-
good or
still-
bad, and it
still.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think though. I don't think that good.
Well, is Maureen a dark friend?
I think I like language. I think it's more about like the oaths, and it's more about the rules within that culture and that community and that specific each different color as well.
All right, so do you think Maureen's a dark friend? Right off the bat, right now?
No, I don't. Right off the bat, no.
Or right now, at
Right
this
now,
point.
no. At
Okay.
this point, I do not think Maureen is.
But she might be for good, but not
I think she's
all good.
for
Or
saving the world regardless. Like she
for
wants,
saving the, yeah.
she has like a purpose and one task and her. I don't know, but maybe that's like the whole shit trailer stuff coming into my brain and like warping it. That might be happening.
Boom.
I'm not gonna discredit that. That might be happening.
I mean, I think we're told that. I mean, they all have their own agenda for sure, and as the Brown Aja told us, you know, the pattern isn't good or evil, right?
Right.
But Moraine has an agenda to stop the Dark One from coming back into power. Essentially, it seems like.
Yep.
Is that good for everyone?
Depends which
Is
side
that a
you're on.
part of the pattern?
We
Right,
don't know.
I mean-
We've only seen it, like to your point, Josh, and many times that we've spoken about this. It's about the narrator, like how truthful is the narrator in all of these point of views that we're getting. How truthful is that still?
And does it have to happen? Does she even have? Does it matter if it's good or evil if it has to happen as a part of the turning of the wheel? Like, why does it matter if it's good or evil? I mean,
Right, it doesn't. Ultimately, to me, like it doesn't matter, right? Like it doesn't matter to you if it's good or evil. Like if it's the
not really.
Yeah.
accomplishes.
We've seen entire towns that have been affected by TAVERN that the pattern has shifted, and it seems like while we can't really say it's evil, there was bad luck that was thrown all around.
Yeah. And that's the conversation where parents like, well, I can't believe Rand would do this. Like, I always thought the pattern was good, and like Moraine's like, no, the pattern just is designed to keep going, right? Which is very, very interesting. It makes me think of chaos.
Which is why humans have to be. That's why she feels the need to steer it, right? Because it's just chaos otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
okay.
Because it has to have a. But I agree with you. Like okay, so if I understood you correctly, I agree with you. Okay,
So
if it wills, like if you're, I don't know. Go ahead.
well,
I
I mean,
mean, I'm listening to you. I think I want to hear what you have to say.
on some
Don't
level,
stop.
this idea that Moraine is following anything is weird because she always feels that the wheel wills as the wheel wheels.
Yes.
But yet she is constantly trying to imprint herself onto the pattern. And you've brought this up, Josh, yourself. Like, she might not understand the implications of her own decisions on the pattern as she's trying to influence events, right? So
Right.
she might be ultimately good-willed, but causing harm because she's trying to influence events in the way that she thinks is going to be the best. But right, is that what
But
you're
the
getting at?
wheel is
No, I'm.
it is willing.
Right, the wheel is willing it. Yeah, you're right.
The
wheel wheels as the wheel wills. Yeah.
But that's the religious. That's the kind of
There's like willing.
zealot attitude that she has, right? Like she's so.
Wait, but what has she done to tell you that she's incorrect in her belief system? Like why are you not just taking her belief system as cosmology right now?
Why does she have to be incorrect?
What has she proven to be? To make you think that her cosmology is wrong.
I don't even know what her cosmology is, but from my perspective, like, she has an agenda, she has an end goal in mind. The age lace is weaving itself. How these events turn out are shaped by little decisions that are made along the way, just like in a game. Like, where you place one stone leads to many permutations down the road of how the game plays out.
Okay.
So if she decides to kill someone because they were not following, like, you can look at it at the top level of meaning and say, yes, she's physically causing harm to people. They're dying, starving, whether that's Rand TAVERN-ness causing the well to dry up, or Moiraine telling Lan to kill someone because they know too much. But there's a lower level than that, which is, what is the age lace doing? Is there an archetypal pattern to that repeats itself, that will express itself regardless of the human free will and the decisions that are being made on top of it? And then there are levels in between that where those things interconnect.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. What do you think is happening in this book you're reading right now, though? What is influencing what?
I think
It's a both and.
Just kidding.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, keep going. It might be a minute long of that.
It might be a little of that.
Well,
Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say, no, I want to hear what you have to say.
I just kind of think like the wheel. I think the wheel is willing. Okay, I'm going to be much more vague about this. I think the wheel is willing. The wheel wills, right? So,
as the wheel wills, yeah.
The wheel, whatever.
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills is the quote.
Creates that situation. So then, fuck. You know what? I don't even know anymore.
All right, we're lost. Yeah.
I mean, you can have an end goal
and all the different shit on top, and then the intertwining.
Right. I mean, you can have an end goal and still think that it's chance that leads the things to happen, right? The wheel wills as the wheel weaves as the wheel wills, right? The chaos makes the decisions happen, but that doesn't change the fact that she isn't. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Things happen, and then she has an end goal. She takes those things that are happening into her plan and still tries to get to the end goal, right? That's the zealotism that I see in her. So the wheel can will, that's the chaos, and at the same time, humans can have a vision or an agenda that they're trying to achieve simultaneously, right? Those things are not in opposition to one another.
No, they're not opposition to one another, and absolutely those can happen simultaneously. But I think it goes back to like the question of this book right now and this specific third age. Is that what we're asking, right? Or
the third age, yeah.
We're asking about like the third age. What do we think is happening right now?
No.
That's a bigger question, I think.
I think that it's not about like Moiraine doesn't have as much control over things, I don't think, at this point, as much as just she's going with whatever she sees the pattern doing, and she's picking up on those things, and she's able to pick up on those things because she has these special abilities and powers and can channel and all of these insights, and she's learned all of these things, and she's studied and gone through all these tests and taken all of these oaths, and I think that makes her very specifically, uniquely qualified to bring
isn't
to the place of like being where they need to be at the time they need to be there. Kind of like she knows how to read this kind of pattern. Like she's got the encyclopedia kind of thing, you know, like where Nobody else does. It feels like kind of that to me. And honestly, this is off the cuff, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm just like going with it because from everything that we're talking about right now, it's like, okay, well, do you want us to make a decision as first-time readers? Yes, I think I can make a decision. And
yes.
And my decision is that I think that that's my decision is that Maureen is doing all she can, but she has the encyclopedia to see certain aspects of it and can therefore influence people that have the Taverness to do things that they may need to do, but she doesn't have all the control over everything. I think the wheel wills as the wheel weaves as the wheel wills, isn't it? It's just the wheel is more of like the creator is more of still like has that influence over the whole thing. I'm sorry if I've gone on and on about this.
No, man, you're working it out. It's all good.
So you're saying Moraine has the tools to read the pattern better than most?
Yes.
And that's why she can go with the flow.
Yes, and that's why you trust her, right? Yes.
That's why I trust her right now.
What do you make of the fact that it seems to be against the Aes Sedai's pledge to help the Dragon Reborn reemerge?
Well, Joshua.
How does it go against the pledge?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, okay, so ostensibly during this age, the Aes Sedai are killing anyone who is a false dragon or is a male who can channel is stilled.
No, well, that
is their primary agenda at this moment in time. Correct.
The red Aja does that.
But all of the Ajas come together during the stilling, as we saw in Egwin's vision.
No, sometimes they still them on the spot in battle. Like that's not.
They kill them, but not still them. Right. Stilling requires the 13.
Do they still them on the spot? I don't think.
I thought the stilling they had to bring them there and they still them in the plaza.
I believe
where Rand was going to be stilled with the 13.
That's what happened in the vision. It doesn't say that has to happen that way.
Good point.
Okay.
So you have to realize that was just one possibility or way she saw it. I believe we have had an example where they stilled somebody before they even came to Tarvalin. Logain. That's already happened.
I thought Logain was in the cage. No, Logain, when he was brought in the cage, he was like fierce still. He hadn't been stilled yet.
No, I mean that's
because when the boys saw him in the trailer, he was still proud, and then the next time they saw him in the castle, he was broken.
I mean, good point. That's a very good point.
He hadn't been stilled when he was in. I don't think when he was in the trailer being pulled in.
I mean, well, like he had
been captured.
Matt, you know more about stilling. Let's just stop there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't say anything.
You're doing
I'm
great.
like, no, he's got a point.
Oh man, this is
where we're at.
I think you might have a point there, Josh. That
he's got a point.
You're right. Like he was being contained in the transport.
Yeah,
right.
He was contained and he was being monitored and like controlled by a retinue of Aes Sedai. That's what we saw.
Right.
And then later on, we saw him broken. You're right. When he was in Tarvalon,
yes,
he was broken. Good point.
I'm going to circle back around to this maybe next week.
That is a good idea.
Circle back around to this continually.
Of course. Well, I mean, like that's the way.
Well, I really love the maps and I love the glossary.
But I do think that
I'm a fan of the Tarvalin map.
There's a reason that Moiraine and the Amyrlin have to keep secret Rand from the rest of the Aes Sedai. Right?
There's reason. Wait, say it again.
Say one more time.
I'm sorry. We were talking about maps.
There's a reason that Moiraine and the Amyrlin seat feel a need to keep Rand being the Dragon Reborn a secret from the rest of the Aes Sedai. Not just the Reds.
Yes.
Mm-hmm,
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now Zareen knows that Wait, doesn't Serene know that he's the Dragon Reborn too?
Now, yeah.
Yeah, she does know now. You're right. You're right.
And so does the other woman who was Moiraine's servant, the innkeeper.
Which she
Wait.
said you obeyed me for 12 years. Obey me now, or something. Like
The innkeeper, the plump innkeeper.
Not Varen.
Yeah, because she heard.
No, not an Aes Sedai.
Oh,
innkeeper.
Yeah. The innkeeper heard Perrin say, "Hey,
Rand is
the Dragon Reborn. I'm not the dragon. Why are you dealing?" And then all of a sudden there's like, "What?" And then Moiraine's like, "You, Zareen, you're stuck with me now."
Right.
Yeah, like
I'll fucking kill you if you
You
leave.
just found out you knew too much. Now you know too much. You're staying.
Yeah.
That was the point
You're
that we were waiting for. So I don't know. I guess in my mind, like that,
questions.
putting that they have to keep that a secret, and that it seems like since they were girls in novices together, the Amyrlin seat and Moiraine had this plan to shepherd the dragon being reborn into the world. Makes me think that they have an agenda that is separate from the agenda of the Aes Sedai as a whole.
So what do you think about that?
That's why I still don't really trust them. And I mean, I think that it's either Moiraine's Tavern-ness, or it's her archetypal role in the pattern that someone has to shepherd he who brings the storm or whatever into power. Right? I don't know. I don't have a good answer about that. But I'm assuming, like everything, that it's a part of the pattern, whether it's a part of the repeating archetypal pattern that every age follows or not, I don't know. Because we're only seeing this one instantiation of the universe. But
yeah,
that's definitely Raffo.
Yeah. Yes, read and find out. All right, so I think.
But also,
I hated Raffo.
What?
RTFB. Read the fucking book.
Read the fucking book. I wasn't going to go there. Hey, I saw that Josh baby. I said, hey, you want to know about the wheel time? Read the fucking book, Josh baby.
Okay, Dad.
All right, so do you have any notes that we have not covered? Any topics we've not touched upon before we end this?
Out of nowhere, knife appears out of nowhere. Nothing was said. Men forget.
I think we only got to like four. I think we only got to 46, right?
Oh, okay.
Am I sure? Am I right about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we didn't even get to 47. So anything about 45 and 46 that you want to talk about?
Nothing on those. I did want to ask Josh something about if he had seen the Moiraine's quest trailer.
Let's get into it.
Lay it on me.
Did you see the Moiraine's quest trailer?
Yeah, I did.
There's a line in there where she says, if we don't stop the Dark One, the entire Earth will burn.
She says world.
She uses Earth.
The entire world. Did she say Earth?
She doesn't say, no, she says Earth in the Moiraine's quest.
Oh, does
she? She says the entire Earth will burn.
The subtitle that I read when I just rewatched it before the show, but maybe it's a different trailer, said world.
Yeah, there's another trailer where she says something similar, but she says world.
Right.
But on that exact one, on Moiraine's quest, she says the Earth.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's totally a possibility that this is the Earth in the far past or a far future. I mean, during the breaking of the world, we learned that the male Aes Sedai, fucking moved seas and mountains and rearranged the continents. So that's a simple enough explanation for why the land masses don't map to things that are familiar to us. There are plant and animal species that are, whether we assume that has to be because, I mean, this isn't science fiction. It's not like the world building gets into the point of creating.
I'm sorry, it's not? Science fiction?
The way it's written, it might still be a science fiction story under the hood, but it's not a science fiction in the sense of we have alien plants and animal species that are being described. Instead, the characters are using familiar tropes and symbols and plants and animals that we can recognize, right?
Yeah,
What's
I like
that?
pushing the boundaries.
But how does that make it more fantasy if you
Like,
can
what?
recognize them?
Because I called it science fiction, like our first show, and I've been like, about that.
I mean, I still think that they could be, again, this could be genetic engineering. It could be aliens. It could be, I mean, there's lots of different reasons that the Manetheren blood can have genetic memories. People have powers, right, who are born of that blood. I mean, it seems more likely that it's genetic engineering. This is like a far future where things are forgotten than an ancient past if it is set on Earth. But my sense is that we'll never know for sure whether it's Earth or not.
I said the far future also, and I like when I started reading it, and I now think it's like I don't know when the fuck, because it's a wheel, so I don't think it's like
If time is a wheel, is it in our past? Is it in our future?
We're
Neither
right, like
beginnings nor endings.
matter at this point. So like I'm fine, and I can accept like, okay, it's just a wheel that like there's no beginning or ending, there's no future or past really. But there are things that happened before things happened, and when was the beginning of that happening?
What came before the first age?
What came before the first thing happened? I mean, like, we do this now anyways. And
if this is the third age, what happened?
Yeah, this could go on and on.
Yeah.
We could do a whole show with this pondering of like when the fuck. But it's amazing. It's pretty cool.
Did we lose Dan? Because I mean, the next chapter is super short and not very interesting.
Oh no, we lost him. He is maybe sleeping right now, so it's late for him. We lost him. He had a long day, so let's wrap this shit up, and let's say thank you to MaTsDaGger.
Matt.
Our surrogate Todd. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Josh. We will see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Brother Dan.
It's going to be a very interesting show because Case and I will have watched the first 2 episodes on Monday, the 15th. We are at the premiere in San Francisco.
Oh my goodness. That's right. It's going to be a crazy.
I'm so excited for you guys.
Oh man, I wish we all could just be.
I wish I could navigate it. Like, what are we going to do? We're just going to
we're gonna watch it, and then we gotta zip up and just like pretend we didn't see it for 4 days. But it'll be great. Anyways, guys, everyone, thank you so much for attending. Thanks so much for supporting our channel. Thank you so much, Webcam XYZ.
XYZ.
Also want to say, be sure to visit Village Mattress.
Oh yeah, and thank you so much. Yeah, again, please.
And let's not forget. Yeah.
And let's forget. I don't know why people are talking about dinosaurs, but yes.
Oh, like, where are the dinosaur skeletons? Good question. They're just put there to test your faith, anyways, as everyone knows. So.
Well, we did see a fish like imprinted in stone, right?
Technically a fossil.
Technically a fossil. Yep.
You never know. All right, for reals.
Bye, everybody.
Happy. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you
You're
soon.
Amazing.
Enjoy
and we're
your
gonna
lives.
get to reading us filthy animals.
Yeah, get to read you filthy animals.